Okay, so part 20 I guess on the vet project, and just doing a little bit of work here on my day off. As you can see, I painted my wheels, or repainted them I guess I should say. It's just a little dust there, but they look really good. Touched up all the new weights in the area where they took the old weights off, and I repainted the back side of them too. I don't know if I mentioned all this or not, but there it is again. And as you can see, you got the car jacked up. Got jack stands in safe positions on either side of the frame there, plus the wooden blocks there that my dad made. Anyway, so I got it jacked up just off of those boards so I can turn the wheels here. And I got the car in neutral, got the front tires blocked down there. But what I'm doing up underneath here is, in the last part, you saw me spray some Osphil up underneath here where the tank was going to go, and I was going to go ahead and start painting that today. But I got sidetracked with the axles here, the drive shaft axles, you know, rear end, whatever you want to call them back here. And as you can see, it has little grease fittings here on either side, I believe. And so I'm just going to clean those off and squirt a little bit of grease in there, because who knows when's the last time they've had grease. And as you can see, they're rusty, but they're not structurally rusty, they're just surface rust. All this car had pretty much was surface rust, except for the floorboards obviously, and that's gone now. So what I'm just going to go ahead and do is squirt a little bit of grease in there and clean them up a little bit, and then I'll probably scuff some of these things down and put a little paint on them just to hold them out until I can get farther along in this project here. I did take off the gas tank bracket, and I also the bottom of it when I did the rest of the stuff, but couldn't get at the top of it, and it's actually not that bad, so I'm just gonna scuff it down and paint it up outside of the car. And I think that's it for right now. I might show you guys a little bit of the stuff since I got the car up pretty high. I can set the camera down back here, and I got some time, so we'll see you when that happens. Okay, so I got this one cleaned off here, and then I got my grease gun. Just gonna squirt like three pumps into there. Okay, so as you can see, I've been pretty busy here. Got a lot of stuff painted. It's not, you know, the greatest paint job, because I wasn't trying to go perfect on it, because some of these things I might replace in the future. But at least, you know, it helped keep the rust away and kind of seal up some of the stuff. So what I did is I used some of that gray that I showed you and put it in one of my little guns, spray guns, and sprayed kind of all up in there where the gas tank is gonna go. And then I used some of that green paint that I had on the rear of the differential cover there, and the axles. And then I used some satin black, because I didn't have any flat black, or else I would have used flat black on the spring. I mean, the leaves there, and then just kind of around up in there a little bit. And I painted up underneath there and got one of them bars there on both sides. And then I ran out of paint, so I can always do some more later. And I got, you know, more surface rust up farther that way that I need to Osphil and then spray paint and, you know, do that kind of stuff with. But it looks a whole lot better. and you know, it just makes me feel better to just be able to clean this thing up piece by piece. I also, like I said I was going to, I painted that bracket that holds the gas tank up with some of that green paint, so that looks good. And I think that's it for right now. Alright guys, so I just thought I'd show you this real fast. I had some orange heat paint left, and so I decided to go ahead and touch up my transmission and the bell housing and the bottom, the oil pan there. The bell housing and the transmission weren't too bad, like grease wise, so I was able to just kind of like scuff them with a wire brush and then go ahead and paint them. But the bottom of the oil pan there was pretty greasy, so I had to actually take like a putty knife and just kind of scrape all the grease off and then wipe it down with a rag. But and then I sprayed it with some of that, it was like aluminum etching primer, self-etching primer, and that made the orange paint lay on there really nice. So I just thought I'd show you guys that there, and it just kind of cleans it up a little bit and makes it look pretty nice. And you know, I can always touch up stuff later on when I want to, or change colors or whatever. So that's it for now. Alright guys, so I got my new tank and my new standing unit in the mail. The tank looks good. It actually looks a little bit thicker than the old one. And got my gasket and mounting bolts there for the standing unit. So that looks good there. And then my standing unit here, it had said it was stainless steel, and I put a magnet to it and it didn't stick to it, so it's either stainless steel like it says it was, or maybe stainless steel plated, but either way it looks pretty good. I did hook it up to my gas gauge already and moved the float up and down, and it looked like it was working alright, so that's a good sign. The only problem I had with it was this lip that runs around here on where to put the gas cap on. It was slightly bigger than the old one, and the gas cap wouldn't fit down right, so I just took a grinder and ground off a little bit around there, and now it goes down nice. So what I'm getting ready to do is go ahead and put the standing unit onto the top of the tank there, and I bought new hoses, new rubber hoses for the car, the gas tank and everything. So I'm gonna hook all that up and then shove this thing back up in there, and you know, see how it works. So I got my gasket underneath here and all the little O-rings this thing had, and I'm just kind of torquing these down a little bit. So I got the standing unit in there, and I'm going to go ahead and mist a little paint on the tank. I think it's got some kind of coating on it, but I'm just going to go ahead and mist a little paint on it. Can't hurt it, especially the standing unit. Alright guys, so as you can see, I got my new tank in there. It was pretty much the same amount of difficulty as getting the old one out, but it's up in there, and I got a little bit of paint on the bottom there. So I got it all hooked up there, and I'm going to leave my spare tire carrier off for a while so I can kind of watch the boot, because I wasn't able to get the drain hose for the boot to stay in the hole. So I got the boot in there, but I just kind of want to watch it for a while and you know, see how that works there. But it's in there, and I got my standing unit wires all hooked up, and probably get ready to try it here in a minute. What's up everybody? So I just decided to make a clip of the car running real fast, just a short one, just because I haven't shown it in a while. It's sounding pretty good right now. It's finally getting some fresh, non-waterish gas through it, which is excellent, and I know it likes it. I just readjusted the carburetor, and it sounded pretty good. It was kind of walking around a little bit, but now that I had readjusted it, it sounds good, and it's actually idled down lower than it was just a few minutes ago when I drove it down the road. But as you can see, my fuel gauge is working. It's the top one there, and it's showing about a quarter of a tank, which is about what I have in there. So that's good. And I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I do think my speedometer is working good, and the odometer seems like it's turning over okay, so that's good news there. And right now I've only got one exhaust pipe on the car. I think I told you why, because when I dropped the tank, I had to take the left side exhaust pipe off because the white pipe was broke and it was just dangling, and I had it tied up. But when I took the tank out, I had to move them out of the way, so I just took that one off completely. So there was a big gaping hole in the pipe over there on the, the right-hand side where the white pipe had come together. But I just took a piece of flex pipe and cut it like a, 4 or 5 inch section out, and then I split it down the middle and wrapped it around the pipe, covering up the hole, and put some hose clamps on it, and so that covers up the massive exhaust leak. So it's definitely still got a little bit of exhaust leak there, plus wherever else it might have it. But it sounds a lot better, And probably the next thing I'm going to be able to do is the exhaust, probably after the windshield, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to make a true dual exhaust. There's a kit that I'm looking at. It's pretty much a direct bolt-on, and I just got to get 2 mufflers for it. And I'm going to have quad tips, so 2 on each side, and I think that'll look pretty sweet. So that's it for now. Gas tank was a success. So that's it, and move on to the next piece of this project. Thanks for watching, guys.